as he left the locker room. But there's nothing worse than a man pissed about the performance of his team. And that was written all over Nate's face as he exited the locker room, his head hanging down, hardly acknowledging Arya, let alone me standing right beside her. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't bet on it. Damn. Maybe I just need to meet a regular celebrity then, I joked. These ballers' attitudes are little to be desired. Or, Arya dragged, you could just move out here and get a teaching gig. We could be neighbors and you'd still be able to enjoy the city with me, without a man. There were several issues with her suggestion, and I noted the first, saying, I know you've heard me complain about teachers' salaries. I chuckled. And that's in small-ass Tuckerville, I reminded her, where the cost of living is a fraction of the cost of living here in L.A. I smacked my lips as she pulled her Porsche truck in front of the club. And being your neighbor, girl, you live in a mansion on a hill. Who is going to afford that? I teased. Maybe I could stay in a guest house. Think Nate'll rent it out? By the time we hopped out of the car, Arya was bent over in laughter. Okay, don't hate me. Maybe that was a crazy-ass suggestion, but I would love for you to live out here. Even after being here for a while, I have yet to meet real friends. Oh, what? I feigned shock. The other players' wives aren't your cup of tea? I asked, knowing good and damn well those heifers wouldn't be anybody's cup of tea. The way they ignored me at the game when Arya introduced us, the way they looked at me up and down, checking my fit before turning to her and smirking. Not in the least bit. We walked up to the bouncer, and Arya announced, Table 52, as if that was the code needed to grant her an all-access pass inside. The bouncer grinned and moved the rope. Before we made it past, he asked, Is the team showing up tonight? Not sure, she said over her shoulder as she led me inside. The team usually only comes here after a win. I haven't heard her joining them before, but the way she navigated the place, she was familiar. You've joined them before? I asked, walking closely behind her, weaving through a secluded path away from the other people in the lounge. Only a couple of times, she told me before she stood in front of a table. We probably should have gotten a ride up here. It's almost time for you to leave me, she pouted. Gotta live it up tonight before you're out. I joked. Or before your loving in-laws make it into town tomorrow. She held a tight grin, but didn't respond. Anyway, I'm sure we can fully enjoy ourselves, I said, looking around. And maybe come back for a car tomorrow if we have that much fun. She hunched her shoulder and ordered tequila from the bottle girl. That's what I'm talking about. I stood near the edge of the table overlooking the lounge below, then beside me to the other VIP areas. Although the music was jamming, there weren't many people dancing, mostly mingling. And VIP? Well, we looked to be the first to arrive. Is it always this mellow? I asked to Arya, seated at the table behind me. With the shrug of her shoulders, she told me, Not always. Then her face twisted up. But it is the holidays, so maybe people are at home with their people. Their people, I mumbled. Great, I suggested. We should get out on the dance floor, dance a little. That was met with a frown. Oh, what, we aren't going to dance at a club? She told me. This place is more like a low-key lounge. People don't really dance. I see, I told her, still looking at the crowd below us, heartily swaying to the beat. I almost felt bad for the DJ, obviously doing his best to put out the hits that would certainly pop off in other clubs, but here they were fizzling. Well, I want to dance.